Who's that handsome guy? Hey, good morning.
Hi,
Almost 10.
Dr. Nick.
Xuanzang's Tower.
Nick, I love the artwork in the background.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah,
He did that.
I've been trying my hand at painting lately.
Wait, Ben, do you have an ocean behind you?
Um, it's a bay, technically.
Thank you for
Not
that
not to be
clarification.
pedantic, but you can't surf it.
You
We
can have a
covered that
boat.
by boat.
It- It's not a surfable bay.
Could wakeboard.
It's a bay on a gulf.
Oh, is that your Airbnb?
Yeah, you can kind of see the ocean, but like through, it's like way over there. There it is.
Oh yeah. Oh nice.
How do
Yeah, I
you
can
feel,
see.
Haggerty?
Um, I feel okay. I think the medication helps a little bit.
Yeah, just take more. You'll have a great day.
Yeah, I'm excited for today's class.
It's a free dose of extra love for the world.
Let's do a test if you can understand Nagarjuna better with oxycodone.
I think it helps with my mechanical engineering homework once.
Okay, Nicholas, you're up.
All right, here comes the quiz, everybody.
By the way, we're at Tim's house in the sky.
Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you, Tim,
Sky City.
for lending us your house in the sky. I heard they're building an antenna on Geshe Michael's house to make sure that it's higher than your house. But so good morning, everyone, and welcome to Xuanzang's Tower. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to our tech team and our translators. And we will try to go slow enough for you. And we're starting with my texts right now on my quiz. As long as I can find it. There we go. Can everybody see my screen?
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
Are you afraid to wake up Amelie? Is that the thing?
That's the thing.
Could you make it a little bigger, Nick?
Oh,
Mm.
yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on, it's like it's 7 o'clock there, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Which means there's very little chance that she won't just wake up. So here she comes. She heard you say her name.
Aw.
I hear the pitter patter of little feet. Hi. Hi, sweetheart. Do you want to say hi to Geshe Michael? She's like, Dad, I just woke up.
Yeah, okay.
I need my coffee.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, cartoons.
It is Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah. According to Master Nagarjuna, could the world reside in a single moment? Why or why not? I made this quiz pretty easy because
It's a changing thing. Therefore, it's already passed, so a single moment couldn't last.
Take a few more pills and let us know.
that's a good guess.
Yes.
And
Could not. It could
could
not
not.
because Arya Nagarjuna very seldom speaks in positives.
It's also a good guess. Both correct, actually. Both correct, but not what I was looking for. Not the section that we were just covering. But Rob was a little closer.
Oh, fine.
I found my notes.
Uh-oh.
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 It is.
Oh, and just lost them again.
Oof.
Let's consider the world the shining orb, the vessel and inhabitants. It must be the case that they do not stay for even a moment. It's not possible. Why? Because each one is made of three parts. Therefore, they cannot crawl around on the world, can't point to a millisecond that people are walking on the planet, because each would be divided into three parts. Because two bumpers don't touch on the car.
Very good. I mean, I said it more concisely, but yeah, that was
I said.
I
amazing.
like it. I like
That
it
was,
her way.
I
I
know.
don't know.
I think you
Poetry.
should translate this section for us. That's good. Very beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, wait, then this is for you or for everybody. But those parts, the beginning, middle, and end, those exist truly, right?
No.
What?
Didn't you hear what she said?
Come on.
Everything
That's
has
got a
a
beginning, middle, end, and a beginning, middle, end,
end.
and a beginning, middle, end.
Yes, 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 yes. Haggerty said it. No, because each has its own beginning, middle, and end. What are those called in West Chinese language?
Beginning and middle, end.
London.
Have some butter tea.
That is southern language.
Where's word?
Where is word nowadays? Is he when
I'm-
travel?
I'm here.
Oh, okay,
He
okay.
wasn't feeling well recently. There he is. All right.
Oh, I mean, my bank account was holding steady and I didn't know why.
Roxana put it in the chat.
He's
Well,
teaching 20 hours a day, 6 days a week.
Um,
whoa. Oh,
In,
good,
in the
Roxana.
chat.
Yeah, I got it.
Huh?
Oh, no, those are probably dry, Emily. Yes, I see in the chat now. Thank you. Yes, it will
Those
take
are
time.
probably dry, Roxana.
Yes. Not yet, but maybe another day. Sorry, excuse me. I have to work for 1 hour. Okay. Come sit on my lap.
What your students' brains, Nick? Okay. Hi, Emily. I
Okay,
can
we'll
see.
do it. She's still shy. Okay. Yes, that is correct, Roxana. Thank you very much. And if permanent things can't endure for even a moment, but a thing has started and hasn't yet ended, then it must be staying by nature, right?
Tricky question.
It's more of a discussion than just a correct answer.
Well, when you
How
say
can it be seen?
Well, how could it, so an impermanent thing can't last, but we can observe with our own eyes that they begin. And for example, this teacup, it has begun because it's holding my tea and it has not ended yet. And yet we have already proven in this book that it cannot endure for even a single moment. So because it's changing. So if this thing must just exist by nature, isn't it?
No, your eyes
You know
Isn't it?
you're using English words, but they're not making much sense there, Nick. Sorry.
Never
don't-
trust a man who
If
says
it doesn't
by nature.
endure for a moment, it's not staying.
plus your eye can't.
But here, and yet here it is. Thanks, Rob. What were you saying?
Well, your eye can't deduce that it's changing
Yeah. And so, but how is it staying if it's changing?
because
How
another.
could it change if it doesn't stay long enough to be one way at one moment and another way at another moment?
Don't.
What's the Nagarjunian answer? But he never says outright.
Moo.
We are somehow perceiving the world incorrectly.
Ah, yes.
Like drop.
Best I got. Seems to be true. Hence the need to study emptiness. Tagalashik.
However, in the world.
Yeah,
How
good.
else can
Oh,
it be?
How in the world? How on earth? Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it for that.
What's Targa? Targa.
Karga. How could it be like that?
I got him. It's walnut.
Uh,
I
It's a
haven't had one of those in so long.
Two words are very similar. Okay. Anyway, sorry about that.
Is it is it still LT?
I think it's PAR. I'm not sure.
It's STAR again. Satata.
Yeah, I
that's
believe
going to
it.
be Nick's official
Yeah.
name now.
Yay.
Professor Darga.
And there's nothing I can do.
In case you run into it someday.
Here we go. Here we go with a little bit of what I've been working on. Where were we? Aha. So this was what you had assigned me in the last class that we had together, Geshe Michael.
All right. That could exist in each other. Okay, good. That part I can see is fine.
Okay, Sumpani. Yeah, here's the third section, the denial that things could exist through any nature of their own, using the reasoning that things are neither one nor many.
Good. Okay.
We have a root text verse. Shall we skip them? There's a couple.
Sure. The reason being, it's impossible to translate the verses until you do the commentary.
Yeah, especially this one. This second one really gave me a hard time. Okay. This is one of the simplest parts that I've had because we're all so familiar with the concept.
Yeah, it's nice to get out of the mind-only school and go higher into the school we understand.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. Sukchen ki ngopo chechen chikpu ni tu hempa minte chok tade taro cheche.
Okay.
Consider a physical thing. It is not truly just one thing because it has separate parts. I'm echoing somewhere. If somebody would be so kind as to. Thank you.
No. Okay. It's fine. I like the translation. And I ask you, what consideration might you have had with Ngopo to make in your translation?
Sukchen ki ngopo. Oh, consider functioning things which are physical.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so that's the only thing. It's a ambiguous word. It's possible sometimes that you must translate it as functional thing, but here correctly you did not do that. So
yeah, because when you get to the end of this, it seems pretty clear that they're talking about all stuff. I think he even says chokun.
Yeah, good. So the Sanskrit is bhava, which means anything which exists, and but it can be restricted to functional things. Are there things that exist that are not functional?
Yeah, empty space.
Yeah, empty space or emptiness or eggplant, stuff like that.
You just haven't had it cooked properly, Geshe Michael. Oh,
Telling me that.
yeah, I've been telling you for years. They don't
haven't met.
Squeeze the water out.
But that guy said I never met a person I didn't like. Will Rogers. I never met a that I did like. All right, top group. Can you, Nick? Yeah. Since you're so short.
Dakma Drup Kinmete Suk Chen Chok Meba Ni Gayang Mebe Chiro. And there's a problem if you say that the reason doesn't apply because a partless physical thing doesn't exist at all.
Yeah. No, I think what it means is there's no danger here that anyone could reply, I disagree with your reason. You see what I mean?
The choke may means there's not going to be an opposing position.
No, just the first phrase up to the first comma means there's no danger that someone could answer Takmadrub to what I just said.
Oh, well, that's how I understood it, but somehow my English is not conveying that.
Yeah.
In English, you don't say the reason doesn't apply as the first test.
Well, what I'm saying is the way you phrased it in English, it's the opposite of what it is. You see, it should say, and there's no problem where someone could answer. You see what I mean?
Yeah, where someone could answer that the reason doesn't apply.
That's all. Yeah.
Instead of if you say.
There is a problem if you say the reason doesn't apply.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Like, I can see why that wasn't clear.
We're saying you could never say the reason doesn't apply. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
totally.
good.
I understood it that way. I was just my jumbled English.
What did you do this in the morning or late at night? That's a question.
Probably late at night.
Partless. Because Su Chen Chong Mepani. Yeah, I like the way you said doesn't exist at all for Gayang Mei.
Mhm.
That's a nice translation of this idiom. Not idiot, idiom. Okay, let's go to the next. Can you read the last one here?
Yep. And you gave me the homework, I think, all the way down to
Okay. All
anyway.
right. I'm gonna have somebody else.
Dumarden no Shena.
You gotta change your font to out of.
I think
Okay.
I did this in our team class for some reason, this episode to make Aldo laugh or something. I forget why.
Yeah, okay, well, and why do you think the R is on the Doomer?
Do things exist can things really be many?
Good.
In-
Yeah.
Yeah. Can-
Yeah.
In truth,
yeah.
Yeah, so I think you gotta catch that R, that the Danish grammar case, right word? As many. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Is that-
That's better. Yeah. Okay. All
Um,
right.
Also, get rid of that question mark, please.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you, actually. Get rid of the mark with the comma.
Get rid of the comma, actually.
Right. That's what I was going to ask. This has been confusing me for 30 something years.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, it was. I'm thinking to get permission to send everybody back to sixth grade.
So in that case, teacher and teachers, is this Y still lowercase?
Yeah, that's why I would leave it a comma. You know by context that it's a question. You don't need to have the question mark, but that's what this editor would say.
Okay. Nick, can I have somebody come up? I have about 12 people here. Can I have somebody come up and read?
Please. Do you have something already? Yeah.
I have fresh from the kitchen of the language.
Not that
Gotcha. Hey. What's up, Jack?
We're here. Nick, can you scroll up a bit?
Yes.
Okay. Dumar den pa mayinte den drupki tik me pechir kyapte tik me parni du ma me pechiro.
Let's look what he said. Things aren't really many. Good. Because there's no thing that exists. No one thing that exists. Yeah, nice. Because it follows that without one, that's pretty good. I would, if it were me personally, I would cover the cup more aggressively, more clearly.
Because it could not be the case, or because it must be the case that without one, there's no many.
That must be the case because, yeah.
And that must be the case because, okay, I like it.
I would add something like that. Okay, since that's so short, let's and then do another one. You ready, Jack?
Yeah.
Sukchen.
Gitsun ne chu.
Give me more. Stretch this out because of the S. Yeah, and that's for the benefit of your listener.
Sukchen kitsun ne chu kun la chik tang tu trel kiten sik ki
good
ten drup gok.
It's really ngok.
Gok.
Yeah. Okay.
Paino.
Nice. Okay. Let's check his translation. Using the example, a physical thing. That's nice. We have denied anything that could truly exist. Kuna chitan dude tenseki then to exist. Using the reasoning of one and many. Okay.
Or
Yeah,
using the reasoning that things are neither one nor many. I mean, whatever we want to settle on calling it.
that's fine. I'm just worried about the pigs just truly using the. Yeah. I would say by using or something like that because it's ambiguous a little bit when you say exist truly using. You see, exist using.
Yeah, makes sense. I was actually worried about that similar.
Twice it's a slightly ambiguous, not very much. Okay, Jack wants to do one more because 3 is a magic number.
Very good.
Yeah.
숙젠 텐 통랑신기 유토 셰나.
Yeah.
셰나.
It's more tricky than that, Nick. Does the fact that Sukchen Dentong
Uh-huh.
go that way?
Yeah. That makes sense because it's going that way in the next paragraph.
So what's it now? How are you going to read it?
Does the fact that physical form is physical form empty of existing in truth through some nature of its own?
Yeah, good. Is the fact that physical stuff is empty of real existence, does that fact exist by itself? Okay, yeah.
Actually, Michael, is it from syntax that you just know that that's what it says, or is it from the context of what follows in the book?
It's a lot of clues, and when you ask an old man why he hears something, it's countless clues, so it's partly in the meter, okay? Sukchen dentong, bam 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 bam, rang shiki yudo. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you get a declarative statement, it's often bang 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 bang, and that's just something you can't read in a grammar book. It's the cadence of the sentence, which is kind of difficult topic and difficult to define, really. Okay.
Right, because it's not like a fixed rule. It's just
it's a feeling from any. Okay, let's kick out Jack. You want to choose somebody else? Let's do that way, Nick. You want?
Sounds good. Kick him out. Choose someone else, Jack.
He's chosen. Hit the road, Jack. Okay.
Is that Chloe? Hey, Chloe.
Oh, here. You're here, Sukchen.
Sukchen Rangshin Ki Yuk
Now, stretch these S's out for me. Ki.
Rangshin Ki Yupa Mepar Sukchen Rangshin Ki
Nice.
Me Pang Rangshin Ki
Nice.
Jupa Me De Ten Me Na Tempa Me Pe Tu Chirte.
Yeah, and when people are reading in the monastery, they'll say Ranshin Ki Drupa Mete because they want the listener to know it's an instrumental. Okay. Let's check Nick's translation. Sukchen Ranshin Ki Yupa Mepa. There is no physical thing, it's just by nature. Sukchen Ranshin Ki Mepa. Sukchen Ranshin Ki Yupa Mepa. Sukchen Ranshin Ki you gotta focus on the R on the first mepar.
Yupamepar. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Nor is there any
proverbial clause. Okay. In a case where you see.
Okay. Yeah.
First R on mepar in the first says in a case where things are not, where physical things do not exist through some nature of their own. Okay.
Ah, and in such a case where physical things do, okay.
Yeah. And in such a case, then the lack of a nature to physical things itself, or also, you see what I mean?
Yeah,
In
I understand.
then that, what he's saying is that in a case where physical things are empty, the emptiness of those physical things is itself something which has no nature of its own. Okay.
So Yupa here is representing Sukchen. I mean, we're saying, and then when
Well, actually,
oh no, it's right here. I see. I see.
kind of the fact that, you see what I mean? Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Yupa Mepa is the fact that they're not there.
Yeah, the fact that there is no existence of things which exist through their own nature. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
No such thing as something which could exist through its own nature. Okay. Physical things. Okay.
Okay. I got you.
Arya Nagarjuna, he favors this kind of clause. He favors it. He often says Sukchen Rangshinki Yupa Mepa rather than Rangshinki Yupa Mepa. He often throws in Sukchen. He does it elsewhere also. Okay.
Okay. Oh, this is our Gyaltsab J doing it.
Yeah. Then so let's focus on the end, Nick.
Okay.
Then maybe chirte, because with the foundation, there's nothing to rest upon the foundation. That's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah.
All right. And this is the last part of the homework that you assigned me.
What's it mean here though? Can you gloss it?
Yeah, I would say that it means because if you don't have a thing to be empty, there is no emptiness of that thing.
Nice. Yeah. Emptiness is a quality of all things. If there were no things, there could be no emptiness. Yeah. Good. Okay. All right, cool.
As oh yeah.
Oh, Chloe, you want to read
Pick?
one more verse?
Okay.
Chinjuk.
Chinjukle, Che,
Nice. Che
Cha, Rang,
number.
Par, Che, Ne, Che, Cha, Ne, Che, Ne, Che, Ne.
Che ne.
Oh, Che,
Che.
Ne.
Yeah.
Nam Chit La, Ni Ten Yut Min, She Song Pa, Caro.
Nice, Chloe.
This is a tough one. Let's see. The
Yeah.
Buddhist comes from having examined the thing examined. Che Chan number Che Cheni. Nothing has termination. Then you mean. Yeah. So Namcha is technically it's a logical process where you assert something by canceling something else.
Mhm.
Namcha is a code word for asserting something positive because of the absence of something else. I don't know. There's no pizza on the table, so there's no pizza grease on the table, or something like that. Okay. So when by the time you have finished examining what you are examining, there would be no basis for the act of exclusion.
The act of exclusion.
Yeah, namcha means the act of exclusion in a logical method.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Okay.
And it's kind of interesting because if if you're really deep into this stuff every morning, for example, you would appreciate that Cheja is kind of the ten with no B of Che. Okay, something to examine and an examination of it is similar to a table and a computer on it. Okay, something to, and the examination of it is similar to the table and the computer sitting upon the table. Okay. And that's his topic, right? He's using this quotation to prove what?
That that without a thing to be empty, there's no emptiness.
Yeah, without a table, you can't have a computer on the table.
Right.
And then he uses we have to expect some kind of correlation in the quotation he decides to pull out. And the quotation he pulls out says, without an object to examine, there can be no examination. Without a table, there can be no computer on the table. Okay? And then if it's excluded, then there could be no relying. You see?
So it's a kind of a different meaning of excluded here. I mean, it's a more straightforward meaning. It's not.
If the table were missing, there could be no computer on the table. And by the way, you have to flow with him when he forces an ancient quotation into his point.
Yeah.
If it's a little, even if it's a little pushy.
You mean like, massage it a little bit to fit the point that he's trying to prove.
Translator, and he's his quotation to prove an idea. You better translate it in a way that sounds like it proves his idea.
Yeah. Right. And and for Jeja and JJ, should I change it to something a little bit more nice than having examined the thing we examined?
No, I kind of like it because it's also obviously meant to be a little what do you call that? It's jingly.
Yeah.
Shanti but means it as a jingle. He means it to be a jingle. So you can make it a jingle. You better make it a jingle if you're a translator. So these are all things that, a translator has to think about. Okay. Shanti Deva wants to be cute. You better make your translation cute.
Yeah. Love Shanti Deva.
I love Shanti Deva too.
Yeah. So that was my assignment from last time. So if you want, we've gone further, but
seems like you're on a roll. Did you do more?
Let's try the next one. It gets a little tougher now.
So who was that reading, Jack? No,
that was Chloe.
You want Chloe to choose another victim?
Yes, please.
Oh, power. Dennis, I knew she was going to do that. Okay, his reading is pretty good nowadays.
All right. Let's see.
It's Mr. Dennis.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
He's responsible for the English garden at the Peachtree Cafe. In here. Nopo. Go slow, go happy.
Rang ni shig.
Shig.
Pam. Ni. To. Bei.
Away.
Towe. Chom. Ba. La. Sog.
Good.
Pei.
Nice.
Nian. Po. Yi. Rang. Shin. Yi.
He.
Yod.
Yeah.
Yod.
Good.
Pa. Ni.
Ni.
Me. Par. Gur.
Yeah, and here prenasal. Ngur. Me pangur.
Me pa ngur.
Yeah, me pangur.
Rang.
Chang.
Na. No.
No say no.
No.
Keep your tongue flat in your mouth and do not touch the top of your mouth with your tongue. No. Yeah, it's closer here. It's not a contact of the tongue with the palate. It's a tongue, force the tongue to stay down and close the back of your throat. No.
Ring a bell.
Yeah, no. Okay. Nice. Okay, good.
rang
Yeah.
shin yi yud ba jig ba de no wait,
Jom.
jom bei nien por jitar yer te mi ngir
War.
war ta.
Nice. Stay here. I ask you to do more. Kyaltsub Jis. I say, Nick, he's doing some, what do you call it, alliteration here. He's like, Mepang Mepang Yepang Jik, Den Jom, Ming Tang He's emphasizing prenasals.
And which is all root text pretty much, right?
Some of it, but he doesn't know he's doing it. He's doing it because it sounds better in Tibetan. It sounds more fluent in Tibetan. But it's interesting to notice that he's doing it. He's got like 6 prenasals in a row here.
Whoa.
And it sounds sweeter to him, but he doesn't know why. Okay. All right.
Whoa. That might be hard to replicate when we translate it into English.
But it's, boy, that's getting into it. Porangni Shikpamni. I produce things destroyed by the.
I make no claims about the correctness of this translation.
No, it's okay. Gotta start with something.
Yeah.
Better remedy. Ngoporangni Shikpam. And Toe Chombala Sope Nyambo Yunashiki. Yeah, the tongue is important here. It's not the tongue in tongue A because it's not DR, it's GR.
Yeah, but it's not cold, right? It's like
Oh, it's also not number like Changchemba, like Sankhya.
right.
But it does relate to the number in Sankhya. And if you count, meaning, if you believe, okay, like I don't count him a good person, like that, Tangna. If you consider, it means consider here. In
I just wrote if so because
I count him a good, or something like that, Tangna. Okay, if you consider, I like the Toe Jamba. Yeah, Toa means a hammer. Where do you see this chom usually?
Drum chompa.
Yeah, da chomba, enemy. So smashing something with a hammer, la sope. When you use a nyambo,
remedy.
Yeah, so the hammer represents the remedy, right? When you apply a spiritual antidote to something, okay? When you apply an antidote to something, like nyambo topshi, what's the
the power of the antidote from the 4 powers.
The 4 antidote powers. Here he's using the word antidote, nyambo, and he's comparing the hammer to the antidote, which is sweet. This is what confession does to your bad seeds. It's what a hammer does to a vase. Cool. Nice. Okay, so yeah. So what ngopo shikpa is past tense of what?
Destroyed.
Yeah, jik. Yeah. When a vase has been smashed, which is to say when it's destroyed with a hammer, which we can say is its antidote, okay? And if you say that the resulting absence exists by nature, that's the question. It's a kind of, it's an emptiness question.
Wow. Okay.
Vase is the lack of vase something that exists truly? That's the question. And it's all a synonym, it's all a metaphor for emptiness itself. Okay. by the way, when you smash a vase, what you have left over is not the emptiness of a vase.
Right.
It is the absence of a vase. Okay. So he's off on a metaphor of a vase, So if you smash a vase with a hammer, you get an absence of a hammer. Is that absence self-existent?
Okay, that makes so much more sense than what I was understanding because this at least it connects to what came before.
Well, and then he says, if you say, if you count, if you consider that the absence does not exist by nature.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's a response to saying the absence itself is empty. It doesn't exist. If you take a thing which exists what?
Through some nature of its own.
And ngopo here is heavily charged as the vase, okay, thing. Okay. And if you jig by it,
destroy it,
which is to say you jump by it, which is another form of the verb jump.
Destroy it.
Smash it. Okay. By the way, he's using synonyms in a sentence to gloss the root text. And
right.
This is apposition. He's using two synonyms in a row. The jig, as you can see, it's bold type. It's dark type. That means it's the root text. And then he's being cute and he inserts jomba after it. Which
destroy or smash.
Yeah, or which is to say, this means which is to say. Okay. You destroy it, which is to say you smash it. Okay, he's putting words in Nagarjuna's mouth. Nyambo jita gyurte. Then what could Nyambo that?
What could remedy that?
Or Nick, I would say, don't forget here, for him, Nyambo means the agent of destruction.
So,
the hammer.
So what could smash that?
If you destroyed something, which is to say, if you smashed it, then how could the hammer be the antidote for? How could the hammer relate to the absence of a vase? Okay, that's the trick. And again, you're getting to a something resting on the basis without a basis. You see what I mean? If the hammer truly smashes the vase and there's no vase there, then how can there be an action?
So,
act. Okay.
Yeah.
Right? To say he's questioning emptiness itself. Okay. If you say the emptiness of something, but it's not there, so how's there a relationship? How can a thing have a relationship with nothing? Okay.
So what is the Nyenpo here, though, exactly referring to?
It to be the hammer. You could say shut up, maybe. I don't know. I don't know yet. We don't know yet. Yeah. So then he says, Jitar Gyur. The Garjana said, how could it be an antidote? How can a hammer be an antidote for empty space?
Right. So would that still be the antidote? Yeah. How could it be?
How could it be? It couldn't be.
It could not. I got that part right. It could not.
He's glossing Nagarjuna. He's saying what Nagarjuna means to say. Nagarjuna said, how could it be? And Gyaltsabje says, he means he's sitting next to Nagarjuna, and Nagarjuna is from a foreign country. He has a strong Israeli accent or something. And, Gyaltsabje is sitting next to him. They're in the cafe. And he's like, doesn't see how this is handled because this mess is seen. And then Gyaltsab J's, what he means to say is, I don't see how I could smash the thing. He's sitting next to the Garjuna, almost irritatingly explaining every single word he uses. Okay, and that's the dark letters are Nagarjuna and the light letters are Gyaltsab J, interrupting him to explain his accent. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, kind of sweet. Okay, Nick, when you're confused like we are slightly here, and either it will clarify it or everyone will forget that we didn't figure it out.
I appreciate that we are confused because I struggled with this intensely a lot. Had to call my friends.
Struggle is how you improve, right? Struggle,
Yeah.
translator. Yeah.
Do you want to take the plane back for this? Just because I know that whatever I have coming is based on previous misunderstanding.
Just beg me to go ahead with your translation here.
You
Because
want?
the next paragraph. Can you progress? Yeah. Can you? Dennis wants to try one more sentence. Nick, you correct him, okay? And I'll drink coffee.
You got it.
Rang Shin Yi
Ki.
Ki Yod
Yapa.
Rangshin ki.
Shreed
C.
Seed
Yeah.
Pa Ma Yin Bei Cheer
Nice.
Day
Good.
Na
Stretch it out. When the S drops out, you have to, what do you call it? Linguistic
Compensation.
session.
Excuse me, Nick, this doesn't appear in the text that we got from Geshe Michael
Uh-oh.
as next in this book.
Nagarjuna again?
I don't know where it comes from. I'm trying to find it because folio 20A does come immediately next, but it doesn't say that. It says Dena Nyengenli De Patopa Yi Jikten, etc.
Okay.
You're saying it starts from here?
No. Well, no, look at there. See, it says GMR check to here 52524. Looks like you did something. I'm not sure what.
So you're saying that the version that Geshe Michael sent out yesterday, what's the difference exactly? It doesn't have this?
What comes right after what we just did is I.73.
5.73.
Yeah,
in this version. Oh, there's a verse that comes right after that?
Yep.
Well, that's going to require some investigation because I don't see. Oh, Geshe-la, have you been inserting the verses from the Tengir? Is that?
Yep.
Okay. So what happened is he sent a version that is more recent than this version where he already inserted the root text, and I didn't use that for this particular transition.
Okay.
And nor did I plan to continue this far in my original translation. So we're missing so what's happening is, I think what you're saying, Upal, is over here, Geshe Michael has inserted another verse of root text.
That's true, but I'm also saying that what you have there is not what comes next in Gyaltsab J's commentary.
Do you check the scan? I mean, I'm just okay.
I'm just looking at what Geshe Michael sent to us yesterday.
Okay, why don't we go to your version again, and then I'll check this version against that and try to figure out what happened, why there's a discrepancy between two versions.
Got it. Let's do that. So I'm about it. The 20A is correct.
Or just search for I.73.
I searched for 20A.
Okay.
Okay, so Nick, you want me to share my screen or?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then if there's a discrepancy in the Tibetan between these two versions, then I'll have to We'll look at the scans and try to see why there's a discrepancy.
Yeah, okay. Okay, good. All right, you can see my version now?
Yep.
Yes.
Let me make it fatter. Okay, there we go. Now I wanted to note one thing that I'm just a standardization thing. Nowadays, Nick, if he splits so normally the Sanskrit is 2 lines, and the Tibetan translators use 4 lines on 2 lines of Sanskrit. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And the English translators use like 12. Okay. Shamelessly, I don't care.
Sure.
I want to get clear. I don't really mind if it's 12, because the English is much less efficient than Sanskrit or Tibetan. My Chinese friends claim that Chinese is like 500% more efficient than all of them. Look at the symbols, but anyway, characters. But anyway, I had trouble standardizing what to do when the Tibetans split the verse of Sanskrit. When the Sanskrit is 2 lines, which is normal, and it becomes 4 lines in the Tibetan, unfortunately, the first line of the Sanskrit may be the last 2 lines of the Tibetan.
Right.
That happens a lot in English, to Tibetan to English or Sanskrit to English. It doesn't make any sense, everybody, to just split artificially the Sanskrit into 2 lines and use the second line later and use the first line now. The syntax of Tibetan, and especially the syntax of English, requires us to use the second line of Sanskrit first and then the first line. So it doesn't make any sense to call it 73A and 73B in the Sanskrit. So just so you know, the standard that I use is I put the whole Sanskrit verse, which is 2 lines, and then I put the first half of the Tibetan where that's appropriate. And the numbers don't match up. The Sanskrit is 1.73. The Tibetan is 1.73A, and you can expect a 1.73B later of Tibetan only. Let's see.
You won't include both lines of Sanskrit again.
It is. Yeah, here it is. See? And the problem is, Nick, he switched to another section. See?
That's confusing.
Of the Sanskrit verse across 2 chapters. So, I can't possibly reflect that. So this is the standard I use. I split the Tibetan into A and B, but I keep the Sanskrit together. Okay, choice. There's no other choice. I just wanted to point that out to you guys. You'll understand it in about 20 years. Okay.
Oh, it's helpful. Thank you. And I think we've talked about this a little bit before, but you said like sometimes the second line of the Sanskrit is the first 2 lines of the Tibetan. And would you say it's never or almost never the case that somehow the Tibetan is taking from both lines of the Sanskrit?
It's possible. It happens. Yeah. Or it happens that the Tibetan is from the end of the first line to the beginning of the second line.
Right.
It's normally. Okay, so anyway, you have to do it this way, and you'll understand when you get to it. I'm going to ask Dennis to choose the next person to read.
Ronit.
This room. Ronit. Okay. Come on, Roniti. Because I'm sitting on top of the world. That's been at Tim's house, Nick.
Yeah.
Okay, Dana. Tough one. It's NYA. Yeah. Youngin. Nick, you're correcting. I'm drinking coffee.
Okay.
Here. Okay. Follow where you are. Okay.
Nyangenle.
And
Ndepa.
Topa
then kowa
Good.
don't do
Now follow with your cursor. There you go.
narang
By the way, let's do the ngar together. Same thing. Tongue's flat. Tongue doesn't touch the top of the mouth.
ngar
And you close your throat.
ngar ngar
Ngar.
ngar
Yeah, the tongue doesn't touch the top of the mouth.
narang
Good.
sing giyotpa
Good.
sardu
Sardu.
nchi
Drip.
dripar mingurwar ta rangshin chi
Yi.
giyong
Ye.
gi
Maybe.
dongwa de cheer.
Good. Okay. I wonder, I'm just wondering about something in the Tibetan here, but okay. Nick, let's read it together.
All right.
Dena.
Therefore,
Yeah, when you topanyang and le depa.
on achieving nirvana,
Good. Jiten korwa.
the world, meaning sansara, or the cycle of pain,
Dindu.
really,
Yeah, in actually good. Nar.
Before.
It used to be Rangshinki Yupa.
Oh, it's not as if it used to exist through some nature of its own.
And I warn you that this Sardu is the same Sardu in Sardumilui Rigpa.
Right, freshly in this case.
Something like that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not as if suddenly, okay, it's not as suddenly you block the fact that things exist through their own nature. It is not when you achieve nirvana that you have succeeded in blocking the fact that things exist from their own side.
Oh, you mean blocking the fact that, or blocking some sansara that existed from its own side?
You could say that. You could say that. Okay. But it's not as if when you achieve nirvana, you are blocking self-existence. Okay. Why? Because by the way, I'm not comfortable with the Tibetan here. It's to me, it should have said Rangshin Ki Yapa Yamanyon.
Because something that existed through its own nature is not a thing that you could have ever experienced.
Yeah. Well, but the Yamanyon is an idiom in Tibetan, which means never ever happened. Never will be, never is.
Must be, yeah, because I was like, young, my young.
And I think there's check card. You got to check the carvings here.
Yep.
Ma young. That's how I would have written it. Okay. There's never been any such thing as an existence through its own side. You see what I mean? Somebody, I think so. And by the way, you get people who don't really understand the content who correct things. And they correct something like yapa yamanyon to yamanyon. So you'd have to check a few versions, which is why I write my friends frequently and ask them to find me new versions of carvings. Like I bothered Nick and Ben this week constantly. And I'd give them like a C+ in the results. I'm still waiting. Okay.
Still digging. Sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe Mongolia, but we couldn't find it even there so far. So
smart place to check. And that's why we're in Mongolia. Okay. Now, it's my philosophy that you do not waste 2 minutes. So
Can I choose someone?
yeah, choose somebody. Quick. Who? Anjali?
What if he reads fast? Oh.
Sit here, talk loud. Be like Geshe Michael. Start
Okay.
with Korwa.
Korwa,
Let's go together. You ready? We're gonna start a beat.
oh, one, oh,
Three.
Korwa,
Korwa
dang,
yang
lende,
lende
kang,
bakayang
rang,
shin
ma,
maju
ru,
be
tawa,
tawang
ta,
tuk
ru,
chut sanyi
ni,
ta chu shur
du,
du
ne,
ne
dong,
dum
ba,
ba
la,
shen
yi,
yi nga
ya,
ba
ba,
ga
ga,
shi ki da da
yang,
jig den
den,
tan dang
yang,
den nam she shu ba na gya wa chang ni sun wa shu ba yin la. Nice.
That sounded nice.
Uh, we're gonna read this fast because I don't want to keep people from their cafe date or anything. Nia Korwa
So the cycle of pain
or Nyang and Lejepa.
and nirvana.
Yang.
Either one.
Yeah, good. Rashi Madupa.
Neither one are established through any nature of their own or exist through any nature of their own.
Either one exists through any nature of its own. Therefore,
Mm-hmm.
Chukchu Sanyi Ben.
The 62, oh, sorry, Ben.
Yeah,
Uh,
62 wrong views,
wrong views.
which can be duped into Ta Chushi.
The 14, they can be included into the 14 unanswerable questions.
Yeah, or the 14 extremes. Okay. So the 62 wrong views can be abbreviated to 14 extreme views. Okay. Views about extremes. Dumbala, Shenki and Apagashiki, some people of the past, right?
Mm-hmm.
Other people, which means people of the past, they asked Lord Buddha, Daktan Jigta, does this
Mm-hmm.
then and the world
Self, the world.
Does the self or the end, does the world have an end?
or not?
Yeah, or not?
First beginning, do I have a final end? They asked Buddha. These are very famous questions about final beginning, final end. 14 questions. Okay. And Shubhana is high honorific. It can mean request, but in a sentence like this, it means they asked the Buddha a question. You don't say ask a Buddha a question, you say prefer a question to the Buddha. Okay. And the Gyawa,
The conqueror did not reply
Chiang, Chiang.
at all.
Yeah, he didn't say. In response, he said,
Nothing.
yeah, he opened his mouth and went, okay. And he just shoot.
Stayed silent. He sat there.
Okay. These are the 14 unanswered questions of the Buddha. By the way, which makes a really nice class. I used it recently to do
cool.
it. In fact, I wrote a whole DCI manual based 4 or 3, I think. Anyway, and if you're interested, we found the 62. Ben and me found the 62, which was hard, really hard, and we translated the whole thing, and then we translated the 14. So his book, the reason his book is so fat, is we went and nobody ever goes and looks for these 62, but we did, and we found them and we translated it. And here's a summary of it from Ben's book if you're interested. Okay, I didn't add the whole thing because it was too much. All right. But Buddha said these 62 are chains that keep you imprisoned in the world of pain. You know, that was Buddha's response to the 62. Okay, 62 wrong ideas. And there's a certain breakdown here. 18 are opinions about did the world begin?
Mm.
44 are opinions about does the world have a final ending?
Wow.
Designed a whole DCI level of unanswered questions. It's called unanswered questions. And it's asking questions about your life that most people never think about. Where are you going? Where are you going to be? What does your own culture in China or America or Mexico, what did they say about the end of the world or about the beginning of the world? The Tibetans say it was a monkey and a witch had sex and human beings came from that. And you laugh. And there's another school that says there was a garden and there was a guy and he broke his rib off and, and, so, be careful what you laugh at. Okay. All right. Okay. So that's how things started. And the Buddhist position is that there was no beginning. And there is, obviously, there could be no beginning. If there's anything, there's no beginning. Okay. Nick, Kangi China.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to attempt to translate this big type, okay, with the numbers in it. Okay.
It's the 14 in unanswerable.
Yeah, it is.
Cool. Exciting. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's from where did I pull it out of? It's from Tsongkhapa, which is pretty good.
All right. Oh yeah, I remember this book.
He wrote a 2-volume classic when he was 26. In English, it would be 4,000 pages when he was 26 years old.
Again,
a little, what do you call that? Arrogant. It's fun. It's fun to read. Nobody uses it a lot because it's very dry. But anyway, he has the 14 in there. You're going to ask me a question, Nick.
I'm just wondering why it's attributed to Gyaltsab here in the link in the
Sorry,
in the path.
I don't know why. It
We
must.
better-
Yeah. Again. I don't think it's Gyaltsab.
Okay.
But we'll check. I'll check it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
It's under the category of Jessica. Maybe it's, I don't know. I'll check. All right, handsome. Everyone's like, me?
Exactly.
I'll see you guys on Monday. Who's up on Monday, Nick?
So I wanted to discuss that with you very briefly. I did get a last minute request for another change. So let me pull up the schedule here. Instead of Xiaoping on where it says that on the schedule, we're going to have the owner of the tallest house in Rimrock, Tim, is kindly agreed.
What's the
And
date?
today is the January 4th.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it'll be Gibson and Tim on Monday.
Gibson and Tim.
Yeah.
Gotta remember Gibson and Tim. Can you send me an email just for Grandpa's memory? Okay.
Absolutely.
And can you CC me if there's another change later on in the month to make up for that?
Yes, for sure. I will I'll let everybody know the changes are still in the process.
Okay. Ben Kramer, I want you to know that because you figured out the 62 and the 14 and all those other painful things, we're all going to eat a cinnamon roll just for you.
Thank you.
All right. Just imagine that you're having it.
Thank you. I did nothing.
You recover well. It seems like you're better in the translation class on all the drugs. So I don't know. Could be. Anyway, how's it feel? Do you feel okay?
Me?
Does it feel like they took your guts and put them around a stick and put it back in or something like that?
It does a little bit actually, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they make me a little the drugs I noticed made me a little dopey when I was listening to class, that's for sure.
I would say dopier, but we'll talk about it.
Hey, I'm
I'm
not
not
the only one who
pressing
gets that.
hiring right now.
Yeah. Bye. Say hi to all the kids, you guys.
Thank you, Geshe Michael. Thank you so much for a wonderful class. I'm learning a lot, and I think we all are. Just
You're good,
grateful to have
brother. You
you.
did it. It's a very hard section about the emptiness of emptiness, and you're doing a good job on it. Okay.
Getting there. Well, I will work ever harder in 2025.
All right. Okay. Carry on, you guys.
All righty. All righty. Thank you, Tim, for letting us use your house.
Aldo? Yeah, Aldo. Now,
Yeah.
we created G-Box grants for the Mexico team who goes around Latin America teaching to work with mixed nuts translators. And it's a special grant that was designed for mainly for the Latin American touring Mexicans and to help them travel and pay their expenses and pay for kids that are about to be born. And I was informed yesterday that nobody has applied except for Paulina. So if you meet the guy Aldo, tell him Grandpa's holding one grant left for a certain guy. Okay? Okay, get in touch with Tim like in the next few days. All right. Bye. I'm sure Nick wants to do it with you. Okay.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's work together. That'd be fun.
All right. I'm just setting you guys up together on a date. All right. Okay. See you later.
See you later, Geshe Michael. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We have 5 minutes before Hasso comes in swinging to make us all be quiet so he can deliver the world news. So let's see what we can come up with. What do you guys think? Anybody have thoughts? Hammers, smashing things, practical applications of that?
I was just thinking of analyzing the husband in the kitchen that doesn't exist. That
Okay.
you don't eventually figure out what made him a jerk. Like no matter how long you think about the husband in the kitchen who is a jerk from his side, you don't go from like, oh, it was traffic on the way here, or like, no, you know what, it was his boss, or like, I finally figured out like the husband in the kitchen who's a jerk from his side, it was his childhood. Or like, no, 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 I've analyzed it further and I finally figured out it was his parents' parents who were the jerks,
Right.
who eventually made his parents jerks and now he's a jerk. Um, you don't eventually get to the bottom of why the husband who doesn't exist is a jerk.
Yeah.
The whole there's no husband who's a jerk from his own side that gets left standing at the end of the process of trying to get to the bottom of it all.
Yeah,
There's
I like
nowhere to go in his bones except in your heart, right?
I think about that a lot in terms of, I mean, I have like a very visual experience of that idea that it's like thinking about things in the way that we tend to, it's like an endless maze that we're trapped in and we can never, and the only, like, it seems like there's a way out through these different thought processes or solutions, and there really just isn't. And the only way out is kind of like to get up on top and be able to look down at the maze and realize that you never could have found a way out. You could never think your way out because it didn't, you just have to change
Yeah.
your whole mental process.
It's almost weirdly connected to this idea of beginninglessness, right? Like
Yeah.
you can see it'd be a hopeless project to get to the original cause of why the husband's a jerk from his side.
It's
You'd have
endless.
to get to like who were his parents' before the Big Bang
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
something. It has to be fruitless to go looking for the problem there.
Yeah. Hard to keep in mind, important to keep in mind. I think Olga wants to say something before we're out of time. I see the hand.
Hi, thank you. Yeah,
To me, since some long time ago, when Geshe Michael presented this idea that emptiness is also empty, there was a big question that I started thinking about, like how could that be? And then, like if it's empty, if it doesn't have its own nature, if it must be depending, it must depend on something. It must rely on something. Like it can't. So I was really breaking my brain around it for a long time, and I was trying to ask this question to many people. Some of them even didn't understand this, but that's another story. I didn't understand the question. But then I was thinking a lot myself, including through this debate club that we had meetings of, and on my own. And then I came to the conclusion that what really what it means that emptiness is also empty is that it can't exist without the object which is empty of something. And this is what actually the emptiness of emptiness is all about. And that was the only kind of conclusion that I could come to in explanation of this question: how can emptiness be empty, and what is it empty of? I mean, of its own nature, but how, if it's not if it doesn't come from seeds or from something else, then what does it depend on? And today's class was kind of looked like a proof to me that maybe this is the actual answer to the question that I came to on myself. We'll see if I get some better explanation from someone. I'm ready to change my opinion, and this is a very big question for maybe everyone. So I'm not saying that I have come to the final right conclusion, but at least it seems reasonable for me for the moment, especially given today's class.
Yeah, I think it's really good. I mean, I think that emptiness being dependent upon the object to be empty is right on, in my opinion. So I think that that's certainly something emptiness is dependent upon. And if you really want to bust your brain a little bit, even I would say you're right. And I think it was in this text, or it might have been in a different one. It talks about how emptiness, we only even talk about emptiness because we misperceive things. Like what are things empty of? They're empty of existing from their own side. So if there was no mind thinking that things existed from their own side, then emptiness would have no meaning. So perhaps emptiness is also dependent upon misunderstanding. Kind of interesting way to think about it. I think we should go to Juan before he erupts into just anger because we're just taking all this time. Just kidding, Juan. Are you there though, Mr. Juan, to deliver the Peachtree World News?
Yeah, I was about to leave because I was very upset.
Cancel the show.
He just couldn't take it anymore.
Not at all. Actually, I don't mind it.
I know.
And then, as I say, I feel less guilty when I take the time of others. So
good. Anything we can do to help you feel happier.
Thank
but
you.
I only joke that you'd be angry because you're so good-natured, happy.
But if you want to send a bonus to apologize, that's okay.
I will send you a bonus.
So today I had to stay home because I was feeling a little weird on the throat. I don't know, right? Sometimes I joke that after or before big productions, I get sick. I may be allergic to work or something. No, just kidding. So here we are. And actually, I'm very happy that we just a few days ago, we had the celebration of the new year in the Western side. You know, in Asia, mostly is based on the moon calendar, and it's going to come up. The Asian New Year is going to come up soon in a few more weeks. But we had the Western New Year, And then we did some celebration actually at the Peachtree Cafe. It was wonderful to be back to that venue. And it happens to be also the anniversary of this project, the Peachtree World News, because we started on a New Year's event 2 years ago. So this is like we are becoming 2 years old. And I would like to show you just a small video of some pictures and videos that we had a few days ago there to start with. Then I'll guide you through other interesting things coming up. Okay, so Happy New Year, and thank you so much to everyone who makes this possible. Especially, I want to thank Veronica and Geshe Michael, and of course, everyone who has support and keeps participating and coming to watch this program. So thank you, really, everyone. It was very fun, and yeah, also great experience because every time producing these events, I saw many crazy things happen, at least to me, and then it's part of the trip and the learning process to deal with everything there. Well, and when we were there at the Peachtree Cafe celebrating, I want to share with you one of the posters of an event that our friend Gielse was hosting in Diamond Mountain. She just finished this retreat on the New Year's retreat. They went there from December 29 and they finished yesterday on January 3rd. So we were at the party and they were also at a meditation party in Diamond Mountain, and that was wonderful. And now I would like to invite our friend Gielse our friend Utpala, because she's having also a retreat coming up very soon. And she's here with us to talk about some of the details and the content that may come up during her retreat, which it's going to be, is the next picture, please? Yes, that one. It's going to be on January 17th to the 26th. So here she is with us. Hello, Utpala. Good to see you and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thanks so much for inviting me.
No, very welcome, very welcome. I was very excited the other day when I finally realized this was actually, it says Diamond Mountain, but it's a Diamond Cutter Classics event.
No, it's actually a Diamond Mountain event.
Yeah, it's both, or it's Diamond Mountain?
No, it's a Diamond Mountain event.
Not a Diamond Cutter Classics?
Nope.
So maybe Nick was being sneaky, trying to get good seats by helping. Anyways.
Sneaky, I thought he was being obvious that he's planting the seeds for retreat.
Wonderful, wonderful. So could you share with us a little bit of what are how do you visualize this retreat coming up, how it may be for people who attend, and if you can share a little bit of the topics you would like to address? To me, I always like those things.
Okay. So we plan to do a few days at the beginning with meeting as a group in the morning. So those who will be attending, well, first, let me say that everyone will have their own cabin. So this is not like other group retreats you may have done at Diamond Mountain before. We want to focus on solitude and being able to get into a more quiet state of mind. So we'll begin at the beginning, where we'll do some yoga together. Then we'll have a class on the content. Then we'll do a group meditation. So then that's the morning. And then in the afternoon, on those first beginning days, you'll be on your own, meditating in your own cabin. And then we'll have some days at the end where you'll be all alone in your cabin. Of course, I will be there in case anyone has any questions. I'm available for people. So the content, as you know, Emptiness Meditations, the book is, in my opinion, is I think Geshe Michael's best book he's ever produced. It has everything you need in there. It has detailed examination of what the heck do we mean when we say that things are empty of any self-existence, and how to go through that. And then also it has how to meditate. So it's what you need in order to see emptiness directly. So we will be going through a little of each. We're going to go slowly because Chunni Lama says it's not enough to just, Chunni Lama, who wrote the first book that's translated in this book, Emptiness Meditations, Light on the Path to Freedom. He says it's not enough to just understand what we're saying about what, for example, the detailist school says is the absence of a self. You need to meditate on that. So we are going to go slowly through the content and allow people the opportunity to work with these questions more deeply than just mere surface understanding. So that's my goal.
Wonderful, wonderful. And so how many classes or hours of class are there gonna be a day, or it's different every day?
Oh, it'll be different every day.
Okay. So, well, sounds like a great opportunity to really deepen in these, how to say, contemplations, emptiness meditations, really. And along with having basically the translator of this book there to explain the details on the content of this book, that's wonderful. I would like to share one more time the QR code for people who may want to register. They can follow. As far as I understand, it takes you to Diamond Mountain website and then people register there, right?
Yes, and thank you also for showing the book. If you have not yet purchased the hardcover book and you have a desire to do so, and you are going to register for this retreat, register for the retreat first, and then you will get a code of some sort so that you can then go to Diamond Cutter Press and get a reduction on the price of the book.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, thank you so much. So we will be later, hopefully, hearing from you. How did it go? Yeah. So thank you very much. We want to wish you best wishes over there, and everyone who had the opportunity to go as well. We will keep, it's still like, what is it? About 2 weeks, a little less than 2 weeks, about, almost 2 weeks, basically, for this event to start. So we will keep showing the QR code soon. But if you're planning to go, you better start making the trip preparations. And Diamond Mountain is a wonderful, wonderful place. Utpala, by the way, she spent more than 3 years doing a long silent retreat over there. So she's now an expert of emptiness meditation books and how to do retreats. So you'll be in very good hands if you participate in this retreat at Diamond Mountain.
Just a correction, I'm a student of those things. I am not a master.
Experienced student. Well, thank you very much. Very welcome. And thank you very much. As our next section today, I'm gonna give over the presentation to my friend Chloe, that she actually had the fortune to be live there during class. So if Tech Table could help me to, yes. Hello, Chloe. How are you?
Oh, it's a
Hi, great.
recording?
I'm doing great. Happy
Glad
New
to
Year,
hear.
everybody. And hello, Juan. Thank you.
Hello. I
Uh,
let you present.
okay, so Happy New Year, everybody. And I hope you had a great celebration. And I know that you saw some of our celebration. If you want to put any New Year wishes or New Year resolutions in the chat to share with each other, that will be wonderful. And today, I actually have a gift for Geshe Michael.
Oh,
So let me change this. Oh, okay. Oh, this background is need to blur.
hi.
So this
Look.
is for you.
Oh, cinnamon rolls.
So yeah,
Where'd this come from?
you can open this.
Oh, 100 jewels. Wow.
Yeah.
Yay.
So this is actually from Geshe. It's a book about all the 100 books.
Paper reading for Goodnight Book Club,
Yes.
right?
So I went to the SCAM and this was part of the manual. So if you sign up to the DCI Advanced Level 4 on double your productivity, you get to have this. And guess what, you have something to say about it?
Oh, it's just very beautiful. This is the first part of a book that we're gonna put together, a fatter book of reading that you can do when after you lock up your electronics at night. So this, you put your phone and your computer in this bag, you lock it for the night, and then you lay down on your bed and relax and start reading these inspiring ancient books and other materials in here. So this is really nice reading with seeds to put in your mind before you go to bed. And it affects you during the day. Later, over the weeks to come, you will start having cool ideas and stuff like that. That's all. Thank you for printing it. I'll go show it to my wife to prove I was working.
So all of these are your book, and I guess
Yeah,
I give you a gift of your own book.
thank you. They're all selections. Some of them are books that are out of print, so it's
Yeah.
nice. They're nice books that I worked on through the last 35 years, something like that.
Yeah. So Gina, if you can cue the image of Geshe Michael teaching on the books. But this was during the SEM, so it's okay to show, right? So these are the books you will see in them. These are from the silent 3-year retreats. And there are other ones. Okay, so thank you, Geshe.
Hey, you're welcome. Thank you.
So
I'm sorry I have a big date with the cinnamon roll.
yes, you can. I will join you guys very soon.
Okay.
So Gina, let's go to the photo with Professor Nick. So I just want to share a little bit about SDIM. I had such a fun time studying it. And if you can cue that photo with the professors in the Zoom, that was. I never can. Yeah. So professor, there are many professors in SCIM terms. Not this one, the first one before Geshe Michael's. Yes. So you can see here, we have some translators in Mixed NASA, also Professor Nick, Professor Sugyan, and Professor Stanley Chen. And there are also Connie, JB, Professor Noor, Seiji. So lots of, it's basically you get the Also Tim, oh no, Tim is not teaching, but anyways, so there are lots of mixed translators are gonna present wisdom in a different way. So it's a very fun time. So now let's go to the game show. So not only you learn, but you also get to have fun. And look at this one. This is the old Sedona College where they were attended in person and having these game shows. So I highly recommend you guys to try one term. It's excellent. It's a teacher training for DCI. And then you get that kind of manual, which I just gave to Geshe Michael. So now let's get to the YSI event. Let's play the video on Bhagavad Gita.
We're going to finish Hatha Yoga Pradipika this week. And it's been a wonderful 2 years. So the next course is Bhagavad Gita. I like this book. I mean, Mahatma Gandhi is one of my heroes in my life. I think be the change you want to see or something like that. It's that whole philosophy of nonviolence, ahimsa. The best way to deal with someone taking over your country and shooting you is to stand there and let them hit you, you know, and that's brilliant. According to Hatha Yoga, that's genius. And that's the best way to get rid of nasty people. His approach to stand there and let them hit him with sticks and break his bones and things is brilliant. His idea of ahimsa is brilliant. His favorite book, and the book which guided his whole life, is the Bhagavad Gita. And he was a big Bhagavad Gita fanatic. He used it for everything. And as a text, you know, I'm a textual scholar. As a text, I think it has some weaknesses. It has some parts that I think were added later, particularly about the caste system, which I find repugnant. I would never teach it or support it, but I think they were added later. The main text, the guts of the text, is extraordinary, and it led Gandhi, guided his life, and many other great saints. And we created a course, which is 4 different courses, would take also 2 years, I think. And we already booked out the time for next year. So I'd like to teach that next, if you guys are up for it. And we'll do 2 years of Bhagavad Gita. And there's a lesson of ahimsa in the whole Gita. The whole story on the battlefield, the Krishna and Arjuna, their conversation on the field of battle is one of the most important spiritual things ever written down. And it has many levels, and there are secret levels of that conversation, which I learned. So if you're interested about it, I encourage you to come. It's an extraordinary spiritual experience to hear that book and to study that book. If you want, we'll do it together if we all survive till next year.
Ta-da! I got another host. Hi, Tim. I'm still at his house. So if you are interested, welcome to join our next adventure of Bhagavad Gita for the next 2 years. So there'll be the QR code to sign up, and it's February. Only a short weekend, so you can zoom in or visit us in Sedona. Thank you so much. And that will be all. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Tim. And then on Monday, we'll have an interview in depth about YSI event. So I know we're over time. I'm so sorry. Hope you guys have a rest of your weekend. Amazing and relaxing. Thank you. Thank you.
No, don't worry, Chloe. Nick stole our time, so it's okay.
Oh,
Just kidding. But yeah, Michael Johnson is going to be having an introduction event on Wednesday, and Lydia will be coming to talk about the Bhagavad Gita on Monday. And what about Tim? He's not presenting anything? Okay.
I'm just saying hi.
That's all right. Good
Nothing.
to see you. Thank you for letting us use your house.
I missed you this morning, Juan.
Yeah, you know, overworked. I don't know.
Worked and underpaid. Is that how it goes?
I guess. Okay, see you guys later. If we survive for Monday.
thank you. See you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Bye.